Hello, kings and queens and everyone in between. My name is JJ, and welcome to Skincraft. Stem cells, growth factors, and now exosomes? If you're wondering what these are and why they're suddenly everywhere, and whether they actually do anything for your skin, you won't want to miss this video. This could be one of the biggest shifts in skincare since retinol. Today, we're breaking down what exosomes are, how they work, the science behind them, and whether they're worth your money or just more biotech buzz. These microscopic messengers might be the next frontier of skin regeneration. But what are they really? Exosomes are tiny lipid-bound vesicles. They're released by other cells, but most notably stem cells. Let's unpack exosomes, what's inside them. Exosomes carry a multitude of other matter: peptides, RNA, proteins, and signaling molecules. Think of them like text messages that tell other cells what to do. Before the end of this video, I'm going to give you a rundown of what my firsthand experience has been with in-clinic exosome applications post-treatment. Although the latest buzzword, exosomes have actually been around for quite a while. They've been clinically studied for years in more medically inclined applications. They've been shown to expedite healing in burns, cuts, scrapes, and surgical incisions. In skincare, however, they're being used to expedite healing post-energy-based devices as well as upregulate collagen and elastin synthesis post-treatment. They also help to greatly mitigate inflammation post-service, but let's break this down a little bit further. Can topically applied exosomes really talk to your skin cells? The answer might be more fascinating than you think. When applied to the skin, especially after microneedling or laser treatments, exosomes can help calm inflammation and signal your skin to regenerate faster. Even without an in-clinic-based treatment that causes microchannels within the skin to help drive the exosomes a little deeper, some companies that manufacture at-home topical exosomes are claiming that exosomes can still pass signals through your epidermis. So do exosomes work without professional in-clinic treatments first? That depends. Exosomes are quite large, molecularly speaking, so without microneedling or an advanced delivery system, there's limited penetration. But some newer forms are encapsulated to help improve delivery. Although exosomes are currently all the rage and they're very exciting, some have raised concerns about exosomes being derived from human stem cells. Let's clear up the science and the ethics. Most medical-grade exosomes come from mesenchymal stem cells, often sourced from fatty tissue, bone marrow, and even umbilical cord. But don't panic, these are lab-cultured, purified, and streamlined. Woo! There's also currently an abundance of ads all over Meta regarding exosomes. Every brand is claiming they have the next anti-aging topical for you. However, it's important to note the difference between various exosomes. As you may have guessed, not all exosomes are created equal. Human-derived exosomes are the most bioavailable for your anti-aging needs. However, plant-based exosomes have hit the market in a fury. Our human bodies may not be able to identify plant-based exosomes as quickly as human-derived exosomes, and therefore may yield a lesser result. If you're looking to purchase exosomes for at-home use, I highly encourage you to look at where the exosomes are sourced. This will give you an indication as to whether or not they're plant-based or human-derived. Although plant-based exosomes may be less potent, they're ethically neutral and easier to scale. So what benefits might you be able to receive from using exosomes? Many clinical studies will show an increase in collagen production as well as elastin formation from utilizing exosomes post-treatment. Reported benefits include expedited healing, a reduction in textural irregularities, and glowing skin, not to mention overall improved skin texture and tone. Some patients report that their healing time post-procedure was cut in half after using exosomes. But remember, these aren't miracle molecules. Consistency, quality, and skin type still matter. So are exosomes too good to be true? Let's go over some of the risks and controversies. Exosomes aren't regulated by the FDA for cosmetic use yet. That means there's a lot of variables in how they're harvested, processed, and preserved. Through their harvest, process, and preservation, some products might be less efficacious than others, or even contaminated, and some users have reported allergic reactions. However, most clinics are carrying top-notch and reputable brands that you can trust. Now, I myself use exosomes after every treatment I get done in clinic. My personal first-hand experience using exosomes was post-Fraxel. I had a Fraxel dual treatment done, and the exosomes significantly reduced my inflammation. My redness came down quite a bit as well, and although I hadn't had this specific treatment done before, so there's no basis of comparison to see whether or not I actually healed faster, I can tell you I was impressed with the initial and immediate reduction in inflammation and redness post-treatment. And ever since then, I don't get a treatment done without them. However, exosomes are not inexpensive. They can range anywhere from $500 to over $5,000 depending on your provider. Prices can also range due to whether or not they're applied topically post-treatment or whether they're injected. For instance, topical exosomes will typically range between $500 to $1,500, whereas getting exosomes injected can typically range anywhere from $1,500 to almost $6,000.
What?
There are many variables at play here. There is more work for the provider. Also, it comes down to how many vials of exosomes did you use, as well as some exosomes being formulated for topical use and others being more expensive and formulated for intravenous use.
Ooh.
So what's the difference between in-clinic exosomes and exosomes that you can purchase on your own? In-clinic exosomes are typically medical or prescription strength, and they have a much higher threshold of peptides, growth factors, and active exosomes. And if the clinic is housing a reputable brand, you can be sure the exosomes were derived from top-notch stem cells, the most sought-after exosomes being derived from bone marrow stem cells. However, I find that human adipose-derived exosomes work just as well. Now, exosomes that you can purchase for in-home use are typically nowhere near as effective as in-clinic exosomes. They'll also usually come with a smaller profile of growth factors, peptides, and the exosomes themselves. That's not to say that at-home exosomes can't be beneficial, but there's also preservation protocols to take into account. For instance, some in-clinic exosomes are freeze-dried and have to be mixed with a medium to activate. After activated, they typically only have an 18 to 24-hour window before they start to degrade, as opposed to at-home use exosomes, which are already reconstituted and typically come in the form of a serum or a cream. This calls into question the viability of at-home-based exosome topicals. As always, when making any purchase for at-home use, it's always good to look into clinical at-home-based studies that the company may provide. So, if you're serious about anti-aging, should you invest in exosomes? If you're doing a series of in-clinic anti-aging treatments such as microneedling, laser, ultrasound, or radiofrequency, exosomes can be quite helpful at mitigating downtime and expediting your collagen and elastin synthesis. And although expensive, they may be worth the splurge, especially if you have a sensitive skin type or want faster recovery. If you're budget conscious, most clinics will have a post-laser treatment gel or cream that you can use at home to expedite healing as well. Now, these may not be powered by exosomes, but they'll be chock full of ingredients that your skin will love. Whether you think exosomes could be the future or the next fad, either way, you now have all the tools you need to make an educated decision about whether exosomes are right for you in your next treatment. To sum it up, exosomes are tiny messengers, but with big skincare potential. They help with healing, inflammation, and regeneration. They're promising, but remember, they're not fully regulated or standardized just yet. I've told you about my journey with exosomes, but I'm interested to know, have you tried exosomes? What was your experience? Are you interested in adding them on in your next in-clinic visit? Or have you tried any of the new exciting exosome products at home? Comment down below and let the community know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. See you in the next one!